Morning guys, welcome back to Full Tilt Grading. Today we're going to take a ride in the 6.0 over to Ed's house and pick up the welder. I got a little bit of side work to do at the farm, fixing the Harrow for those guys. So I'll show you what needs to be done when we get over there. This week's a pretty easy week for Ed and myself, with going to see Dirtperfect and the crew out in Derby. We don't really have anything lined up, and there's weather coming Thursday, Friday, so we're not going to get into anything, starting any new projects. By the way, Mike, thanks for the hoodie. So stick with me. We're going to take a ride to Ed's. We'll get that welder, head to the farm. Well, the 6.0, actually got it for free from Ed. Has a little bit of a high pressure oil pump issue. Cranks for a while when we start her. Need to fix that this summer, hopefully. Got the welder all loaded up, headed to the farm. It's about a 15-minute ride. And like I say, this is a little side project I'm working on. While I'm working on this, Ed's actually working on setting up a room in the house that we can do live feeds from. So stay tuned because they are coming soon. We really enjoyed doing them with Mike and the crew from Derby. Anyway, the welder we're working with today is going to be a 215 Miller-matic. I'm only going to be working on 120. The welder does 120 or 220, but I only have 120 to work with, so that's what we're going to do. Hopefully it goes well. I'm hoping I don't have to grind too much and I can just make the weld work with the way the metal is. I'm not really sure though, because I haven't seen the Harrow in a few months. We'll find out when we get there. Enjoy the ride. We'll see you guys soon. Oh, we made it to the farm. I'm going to show you the welder we're working with. Right there, it's just a simple Miller Multimatic 215. Thing works great though. We're actually really impressed with it. And by no means are Ed or myself welders at all. But that thing does great. Now, under all this snow is where the Harrows are at. There's one there. And there's another one under that piece of wood there. That wood's like a weight they use. So I'm gonna fire up one of these tractors and plow my way in here, move some of this snow. That way I can park my truck there again. Yesterday I had to get it out of there. I just drove over the snow though, so today I'll move that and we'll dig the Harrow out. Now, being that stuff's covered in snow, it might be wet. I might let it dry out for a little bit before we can really weld it. I'm not gonna waste my time since I have really nothing to do. But the weather's starting to look bright. It's sunny out. Someone left manure in the bucket, so driving back to dump it, I realized that nobody plowed the road to the manure pit, and I figured I'd help these guys out, plow it out for them quick. Alright, now I'm gonna go find the spears for the tractor and hook up to the Harrow. That's how I normally move them around. It actually works pretty good. That's how these guys taught me how to do it. For some of the gates around here with the double Harrow, you can't get into them. So you just lift them over the fence and drop them. Works pretty good. The tractor these guys have has the same setup as skid loader. So it's pretty simple. And it's not quite the same as a skid loader, but same idea. Now, one complaint that I do have about these John Deere tractors is these things move independently. So if you mess up sometimes, they get out of alignment and one will be dropped down and that one will be up and you'll never get into it. You have to just curl it back and just kind of reset it. Alright, so I got all the Harrows pulled out. Now this Harrow is set up to be either 2 single Harrows or 1 double Harrow. And there's a spreader bar over there to connect them with a piece of chain. Well, I let these things kind of dry out in the sun a little bit because they were covered in snow and they were wet. Basically what we got to do is fix some of these welds here where it's broken off at, where it wore thin. Now there's not a whole lot of them that need to get fixed, but there are a few. And another thing we're going to do is some of these, like here, they kind of come apart because they're missing links, like here, with the links spread out. So I'm just going to kind of compress the link with a C-clamp and maybe throw a tack weld on it. Well, first things first, let's put all these links back together. See how many we're missing. I either go out and get some or see if these guys have some of these that are missing. Well, I got an idea here. These pretty big gap there, so obviously I can't weld them. And I'm thinking I might not even have to do any welding here. I might be able to just get a sledgehammer and kind of just bend that metal in and close it so it can't fall through this hole anymore when it gets twisted up. Now, These ones here are already hammered a little bit from this side. I'm gonna get a bigger sledgehammer and hammer a little bit more on this back side. Well, I'm out of breath, but I got them all. Pretty much closed up. Some of these I'm gonna have to get a C-clamp to close them up the rest of the way. I think it'll be easier than using a hammer, but they literally just need a little bit more. So all of them are good, but these two. That one there, I got so close, now it's hard to get back in. Welcome back to the project. I gave up on trying to bend these things. I brought a little vise with me and it didn't work. It started bending a little bit, but it's gonna take forever. So as a backup, I brought rebar to cut and just tack weld a little piece from there to there just to close it up. So that's what I'm going to do here, is cut this rebar, grind some of that metal a little bit quick, and start welding this stuff. Alright, now I only cut a couple because I didn't want to measure. I'm just going to test them to see if they fit. And yep, they'll work perfect. Well, I decided to hang this thing up with the tractor. I just made sure I put the boom lock on so it's safe to be under here. I figured it'd be easier to work at waist height rather than on the ground at my knees. Now what I'm going to do is take a grinder and just get that to bare metal. And then I'm just cut our rebars. We'll weld the rebars to it. Now the rebar is not really rusty, so should be good to go. Spend a whole lot of time grinding. No need to. The weld doesn't have to be perfect. This one here, I just grinded some of the end. That way the thread can't back out anymore. I'll tack weld that. I'm going to start from this side and work my way over. Alright, there's what we're looking for. The weld's not pretty, but it'll hold. Now this thing can't come apart when we move it around. I'm just using this MIG welder on a simple, again, 120 setup. And it's set up on MIG. I had set at 18 volts and 160 feet a second for the wire speed. This little MIG welder is awesome. It kind of just auto adjusts and makes us look like better welders than we actually are. I think that went pretty well. We got them all done. Again, guys, I know they're not pretty. They don't need to be. They just need to hold and not come apart. Only took me about 15 minutes to do that. Now, I have a couple up here I gotta fix. Where are they at? Right here. Right there, I'm gonna lower this boom and fix those two there quick. And this one here is good to go. Well, that went exactly as planned. They're all fixed and good to go for spring. We got a couple more months yet before we'll be using them. I'll get some footage and make sure that we did the job right. Again, I know it was something stupid, easy. I didn't really do much to fix it. It could have been done a little bit better probably, but that will work. Well guys, until next time, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.